I pride myself on is being what we call a solution specialist. So what I did was I went and did some research to try to figure out what are some of the things that the general public is struggling with that I may be able to help provide a solution for. And what I discovered is that many people are lacking a clear strategy and direction for what they want to do with their lives. Even people that are in their 30s and 40s are still struggling, trying to figure out what should I do next or how should I maneuver. So I did further research and I've come up with 10 different tips or steps that you can use that'll give you more or a clearer strategy and direction for what you should be doing. So the first one I came up with is you should set clear and achievable goals. And in the business world, we use an acronym that's called SMART goals. And SMART basically means that first and foremost, your goals should be very specific. You should break your goals down and be able to know exactly what it is that you're trying to achieve. Next, you want to make sure that your goals are measurable. In anything that we do, we need to know our numbers, we need to measure it, and we need to be able to track what we're doing because that way we can pivot and make adjustments along the way. Third, we need to make sure that our goals are achievable. For instance, if you have just started running, you probably don't want to sign up for a full marathon. Probably be a good idea to sign up for a 5K to get started and grow along the way if that's what you want to do. Next, your goals should be relatable. Often when we set goals or we set things into motion, they're probably going to be related to what we're doing for a living or our personal health. And lastly, they need to be time bound. So when we set goals, we need to put a limit on it. Say it needs to be finished by this specific time, or I want to be able to lose 5 pounds in 60 days, whatever the case may be. So make sure that you have clear and achievable goals. That's number one. Second, you want to make sure that you're prioritizing time management. Now we know that how we use our time is going to determine how far we go in any and everything that we do. Time management is one of those things that can easily be overlooked or abused because now we have social media, and I'm a victim of it myself. We get into what we call the death scroll. We're on social media and next thing you know, 20, 30 minutes have passed and we haven't done anything. We just looked at videos of cats or something like that. So one of the best ways to make sure that you're prioritizing your time is to use tools that we have, for instance, like your calendar. Your calendar is going to be your best friend when you start trying to manage your time more efficiently. We have apps that help us do that more effectively. And one of the things I want to throw in is when you're trying to manage your time more effectively, try to avoid multitasking. Studies have shown, and I can tell you from personal experience, when you're trying to do 2 or 3 things at one time, you often waste time, and the work that you're doing isn't going to be as good as if you were to just focus on that task, complete it, and then move on to the next task. So make sure that you're prioritizing your time management. Number 3, you want to maintain consistency and discipline. Now, this one's easier said than done. I often tell people when you're starting on a new endeavor, specifically if you're doing something in fitness, it's often good to have an accountability partner. When you have an accountability partner, when you don't feel like doing something, that person may be in a better mood and they pick you up and help you keep going. And we've heard countless times, if you're more disciplined, you're probably going to beat the person that's more talented, that's not disciplined. So being disciplined and being able to just do the mundane, boring stuff day after day is the thing that's going to give us many of our rewards, and it's going to be much more beneficial if we can just stick to that mundane routine each and every day. Number 4, invest in self-development. Now, this one can be a little bit tough depending on where you are financially, but it doesn't have to be expensive. There are plenty of things online. There are plenty of courses. There are plenty of people giving seminars and things of that nature online that we can just take advantage of for free. For instance, what I'm doing right now, if you don't know where to go, this is free. It's on YouTube. It's on social media. Just looking at this type of information can get you started in the right direction. If you do have some income that you can invest, you can take many courses. There are books that you can buy. A cheat code in life is for people that, say for instance, you have a business and you go and get a business coach. What you're doing with a business coach, a good one, that's someone that has been there and done that. They've done what you're trying to do. So they may have 5 or 10 years of trial and error that they've been able to condense down into 1 year. So you're able to pay them a fee and they're able to tell you what to do and what not to do. So you're able to just skip all of those steps and take advantage of what they have, what they know, and use that wisdom to move your business further, much faster. So make sure that you're investing in self-development. That is one of the keys to moving ahead and making sure that you have a good strategy direction. Number 5, you want to optimize your fitness regimen. Now, I understand everyone isn't trying to be an Ironman or run a full marathon, but being able to move, going outside, getting some sun, getting some steps in, and being healthier is going to help you be better in eating everything that you're trying to do. Also, what we eat. If you have a terrible diet, you probably don't even know what it's like to feel good because you're just accustomed to whatever that diet has done for you. I'm not saying that you should go and completely strip your diet. That's probably not the smartest thing to do, cold turkey. But making small adjustments and incorporating healthy foods into your day is scientifically proven to make us healthier and make us more productive, make us more alert, and help us to be better in eating everything that we're trying to do. Number 6, we want to focus on a return on investment in our business, the ROI. So even if you're working for someone, you want to make sure that you're providing value. You want to make sure that you're not the person that's losing money. You want to make sure that you're making money for the company or helping the company save money. So you want to make sure that you're looking at what you're doing and where you can make adjustments and where you can make an improvement. If you're running a business or you have aspirations of being a business owner, knowing your numbers is very important. We must know what's working, what's not working, and we need to stay ahead of the trends to know what we need to adapt to and things that we may need to pivot on and things of that nature. So knowing your numbers is very important, and you need to make sure that you're focusing on the return on investment in whatever it is you're doing for a living. Number 7, you want to manage your stress effectively. Managing stress, we can go down a whole rabbit hole with that, and I'm not trying to go deep into it because I'm not a doctor. But if you know that you live a very stressful life, that's something you need to address. And we do know that exercise, eating a proper diet, getting proper sleep, things of that nature are all things that can help with stress. Some people I know use meditation or breathing techniques to help with their stress. Whatever the case may be, identifying it and making sure that you're addressing it is something that you need to make sure that you're making a priority. As far as going deeper into it, I won't do that. I'm not a medical professional, so I wouldn't dare try to go into it. But if you know that you live a stressful life, make it a priority. Staying motivated. Now, this was important. Often when we start working and we start doing things, we just put our head down and we just keep going. But it's important that we celebrate the small victories. If you do something small, maybe treat yourself to some ice cream that you wouldn't normally eat. You made another achievement on your job. Say you're going to take the family out to the movies because you hit another milestone, maybe even a small milestone, but it's just something you're going to celebrate. And those are the things that help you stay motivated along the way by celebrating the small victories as you go. So I think that one's a very important and often overlooked step that we must do. Number 9, build a support system. Now, earlier I talked about having an accountability partner, which is great. We should always have someone that we could talk about our days with. We should have someone that we can talk about our ups and our downs with. It's often good to have somebody that can help you stay more positive because every day isn't good. But we must learn to embrace those days. And when you have somebody that can help you get through those days, that's awesome. Now, everyone may not have that person accessible to them, physically. However, on the internet, we can curate who we're following and what we're following online so that can be a source of motivation and a source of positivity. So be careful who you're following and what you're following online because that will really impact your personal life, your professional life, and everything that you're doing. And last but not least, you want to embrace resiliency and adaptability. Now, I talked about it. One of the things about working out is it challenges you. And it's something that when things get tough, you have to push through it in order to get better. And that applies to any and everything that we do. And when it comes to business, and I talk a lot about business, so one thing about business, often as trends happen, we have to be able to adapt. We need to be able to pivot. We need to know what's coming, what's ahead, so we'll know how to address it. For instance, AI is something that many business owners are having to pay attention to. You may not use it, but if your competition is using it, you may want to address it, take a class on it, study it, do something to learn what's going on, what are they doing, so that you can position yourself for the next 3, 5, 10 years down the road. So these are 10 easy, quick steps that you can use that will give you more of a clear strategy and direction for what you want to do with your life. Now, I hope you enjoyed this type of information. If so, please leave me a comment below and like the video. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate you, and until next time, take care.